Yes, yes, so Hairless here. Bread, a famous band I believe that I am not familiar with. This is their song Everything I Own from 1972. It's been in several past polls and it was a recent poll winner. I was recommended this song quite a lot on a video I did on Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. That was their song Our House. I loved that song and a lot of comments said that if I loved that song then I'm likely to like this one too. I don't want to get my hopes up and like I said I don't know Bread so I don't know what style to expect, but that's where I'm at right now. So without further ado, let's get straight into it.
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew, I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. You taught me.
It's a nice song. Sounds like we're getting some strings coming in now, so orchestral thickening of the texture. There are definitely some surprises in there, and the first obvious surprise, at least for someone unfamiliar with them, is that voice. Wow. So let's start with it. When the vocal entry comes in, I don't know which one of these is the singer. My initial guess would be him in the middle. I'm also kind of thinking Mr. Moustache down here. Maybe potentially him on the right. No offense to to him up here on the top left. I don't think it's him. Could be. I actually really like it when someone's voice just does not match their face at all. So let me know in the comments how wrong or right, probably wrong, I was about that. But what a lovely voice. Soft, delicate.
You sheltered me from harm.
Very befitting of the words he's singing. What is that? You sheltered me from harm.
Kept me warm, kept me warm.
Kept me warm, you gave life to me. It's bittersweet. It's like the joy of pleasant nostalgia versus the harsher reality that this person he's singing about is no longer with him, no longer a part of his life. Yeah, lovely voice. That was a nice surprise. I had a quick read on Wikipedia, as I usually do, just about the song, the band. It said the songwriter Gates typically writes music before the lyrics. I completely understand that. If you've seen my channel before, you'll know that I tend to focus a lot of my videos on the music, the harmony, because I believe harmony is usually the most important thing when it comes to music. Lyrics without music, it's a story or a poem. It works. The music is what elevates it into a song. It transforms it into a different form of art. So let me go over some of my favorite musical aspects so far. Lovely opening, finger plucked guitar. Contrasting rhythms, we have the repeated, and then the, that part. They're working at the same time, and the overall guitar style really sets the tone of the song. Then the next element is added in, the bass line.
You sheltered me from harm.
Dum, 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 dum. Lovely falling bass line, straight down, in a scale, consecutive notes. This song is in A major, so it's just doing the scale of A down. I personally think a descending scale bass line like this is one of the most catchy tools used in music. There are a handful of famous songs that use it. I may have to play these clips sped up because of copyright.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house.
A whiter shade of pale, of course, inspired by Bach. And there are plenty of others, but yeah, it provides this kind of quasi-contrary motion against the repeated notes we're hearing in the guitar.
You sheltered me from harm.
We're hearing this repeated at the top of the guitar. That's a major sixth, one of my favorite intervals. I said quasi-contrary motion. Contrary motion is just when two lines move in opposite directions to each other, such as that kind of thing. So that's why I call it quasi, because this part is staying there, but the bottom part is moving away from it slowly. Yeah, that's how the British pronounce it, quasi, not quasi. Let's just call it half contrary motion, that's probably easier. Naturally, what this does is it gives us dissonance when the falling note is moving to a note that doesn't fit with the static notes, and then resolution when it does resolve. So that's fine then. That's dissonance, and then dissonance again. Oh, fine. Dissonance, and dissonance adds a little bit of tension to the very soft sound of the song overall.
Kept me warm. Kept me warm.
Little chromaticism in there too. Then at the end of this opening section,
Set me free. The finest years
on the word free, we get a suspension. Again, adding tension through dissonance, which resolves. Then the guitar starts strumming, much more rhythmic, and the bass line is now much more rhythmic too, jumping around, no longer having that falling scale pattern. And it's all building up, including the singer's voice. We're getting some cracks coming through.
For all the years I had with you.
Almost like little yodels. Building up for the chorus, which is the appropriate time for the drums to now come in.
Give anything I own.
Just to add some more rhythmic vitality to the song. It's a nice song so far. Let's carry on.
You taught me how to lie. What it's You never said too much, but still you showed the way. And I knew from watching you. Nobody else could ever know the part of me that can't let go. And I would give anything I own. Give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own just to have you back again. Is there someone you know?
Oof. Okay, I'm going to do a second pause here. We're at almost exactly 2/3 of the way through, actually, so that works out quite well. I am really expecting now, I'll go back a few seconds.
There's someone you know.
A chromatic fall in the kind of bass line underneath the melody, and I'm expecting the singing melody to repeat the same. And then again. So together. That's just what I think will happen. Usually music is patterns, and that is the pattern that's building up in my head. Maybe that's a bit too chimney.
Chimney, chimney, chiroo.
So we'll see if I'm wrong or right about that. Yeah, nice song. I like how this second third that we've watched was not just repeating the first third. We've had a very gradual build up, not just in terms of the texture, which has become thicker with the, more orchestral strings coming in.
You taught me how to lie.
Adding this sustenance of harmony, sustaining chords, whether the note be sustained or actually moving. Again, like we saw before, this causes dissonance or resolution depending on where it fits. And I really like that because it creates a more, I don't know, how would you describe it? Like a swelling sound. But of course we have the percussion underneath now, which we didn't have in the first verse.
What it's
Some added harmony above now just adds to the overall softness of the vocals. Here, then we get it sounds like a metallic string guitar, and I noticed in that second portion of this song we just heard, there's much more of these metallic twangy sounds. So it may not be a metallic stringed guitar, it could be something else, but that's what I'm imagining in my head.
You never said too much, but still you showed the way, and I knew.
Acting as like a sort of counter melody, but at the same time homophonic with the melody, so playing at the same time in the same rhythms. The melody changes there, we've not heard that before, the voice goes up, and then as a result, the harmony changes, the chords that we hear are now different. There.
From watching you,
And now we go back.
nobody else could ever know.
So that for me, as a first time listener, was a nice move away from what I heard the first time. I might have expected some repetition. That's often how songs work, repeat the verse, repeat the chorus. But no, there was plenty of new material in there to keep me engaged. It's strange because it's a really soft, calm song, but it also feels quite energetic. I have no idea if that's the intention or not, and I have no idea if you will completely disagree with me on that. Let me know if you do disagree, but I am feeling really engaged with it.
The part of me that can't let go.
You can hear the metal twangy sounds.
And I would give anything I own.
And more vocal harmony, which just works really well. Nothing too complex, just 2 lines, but 2's all you need. If you enjoy these videos, please consider supporting me. You can buy me a coffee or hot chocolate, join our Patreon for loads of additional content that's not available on YouTube, or become a YouTube member for these groovy emojis and membership badges. All options are linked below, and a special thanks to everyone on the screen. Back to the video. Alright, let's carry on for the final third. I'll go back a few seconds and we'll see if I was wrong or right with my little prediction of the chromatic falling bass line.
Is there someone you know, you're loving them so,
I was wrong.
but taking them all for granted? You may lose them one day, someone takes them away, and they don't hear the words you long to say. I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give everything I own, just to have you back again, just to touch you once again.
I just got a weird kind of poignant emotional rush. I'm getting goosebumps in my arms because, I don't know, I mentioned nostalgia earlier, and this song is over half a century old, 54 years old at the time of recording. And I just had these strange thoughts. These guys, they were young back then, singing over 50 years ago, and now I'm here listening to them, watching them, a picture of them. Really strange. It's a nice song. It's a nice song. And I like that it gives us things that we might not expect. So much pop music today, it's the same kind of 4 or 3 or 5 chords, the same patterns. You can predict what's going to happen a lot of the time. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm mostly talking about the harmony here. But in this song, there were plenty of cases where what we might expect to happen just didn't happen. Personally, as someone who's quite well versed in music theory, I like that. I like the surprises. Let's go for my prediction. So remember, I predicted the melody did repeat, but the chromatic bass line didn't happen. Instead, it did still fall, but just not chromatically, and chromatic just means note by note consecutively. You might be thinking, so Hairless, how the heck can you know a melody is going to repeat? Just trust me when I say music is a lot to do with patterns, and you can quite accurately often predict what is coming in music. And don't worry, I'm not saying I'm Nostradamus or something. Just usually there's pattern recognition, as with a lot of things.
There's someone you know, you're loving them so.
So now, as soon as this scale is falling in the way it is, I can kind of understand the harmonic progression that's happening. And again, they're really playing into this falling bass line, just like we got at the start. At the top, we also have these repeated plucked strings in the guitar.
But taking them all.
You can hear the dissonance there, especially when you add in the vocal melody. So at the start, we got. Now we get. And on a chord like that, where his melody clashes with the bass line, just like that. So we're hearing. So that's what I mean about these dissonances, which then resolve. They clearly love using them because we've seen them used in different ways in this song. And then the structure is repeated just differently with strings coming in.
Lose them one day, someone takes them away.
Still that repeated note, but we also have the falling bass line. The strings just add some extra harmonic substance to everything so it sounds less harsh.
Don't hear the words you long to say.
And there, that was another sort of unexpected fall in the bass. Why? Because they want to take us back to the beginning, back to the chorus.
I would give anything I own. Give up my life.
Nice song, really interesting, really cool what they did with the music in kind of every aspect. I loved the voices, how soft they were, the contrast, these dichotomies that we had between power and non-power, expected harmonic progressions, unexpected harmonic progressions, full sounds with orchestral strings and everything versus just a guitar and a voice. All while I would say this song is still kind of under the bracket of soft, gentle. Soft rock, I think, is what you'd class this as, right? So yeah, a really nice introduction to Bread. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Let me know if you want to see more Bread on this channel by liking this video. And if we get enough likes, then comment down below what Bread song you'd like to see. Comments help, so if you don't want to write any words, then just leave a bread emoji like you see on the screen now. That's probably the only time anyone has ever used that emoji, so let's make it count. Thank you once again for watching, really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.